Astros win it 9-7. Jack, this is one of the worst games you will ever see. Best because at 9-7 it's competitive, a lot of traction on the base paths, but worst because pitching was not great. Yankees drew 12 walks and could not capitalize.
A long, bizarre day at the ballpark.
I feel confident that everything is okay. Obviously, we won't know till that imaging comes, but I mean, I'm confident in that. I'm available, whatever they need me to do. So.
We talked about the, getting better and better at bats here of late, and I thought we continued that today.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Anzo. In today's video, we will be talking about Carlos Rodon just sucks. Not only that, but we're going to talk about a potential reunion with a former Yankee back into this lineup, which is pretty interesting and intriguing, and the Yankees could use another bat. So we'll get into that. And then we'll do a quick recap of this series and my opinions on the Yankees moving forward. And there are some positive things. So let's get into it. If you watched the game yesterday, Carlos Rodon basically did a horrible job. He just lasted about 2.2 innings, not long. Apparently, he had hamstring tightness, and then the Yankees had to take him out. And they were like, no, we're not going to risk you, going any further. Took him out, but then Carlos Rodon was like, no, I'm confident that I'm good, that I'll be able to play. Obviously, we got to check out the MRI and see how that goes. But besides that, I feel I'm good. Like, he feels good.
You threw a few pitches there to test things out. Do you feel like you could have stayed in the game?
It was one of those things where, they have a job to do. They have to keep their players safe, and obviously I want to compete and stay on the field, and I wanted to get some more outs, but it was one of those things where I had to come off the field.
It sounds like you're not too worried about going on the IL at this point.
That's not what I'm thinking. Obviously, barring what the imaging shows tomorrow, I'm not sure, but in this moment I feel pretty confident that I should be able to pitch.
We thought that you made a lot of good pitches today, but the 2 walks and the 1 inning and then the home runs kind of bit you again.
Yeah, the walks definitely keep hurting me. In that second inning, I think 2 walks there to the first lefty, which was Tucker, that I felt like we had a good bout going, and I just needed to finish him off, and I didn't. And then the walk to Pena, which I just should have attacked him and walked him, and then gave up that homer, unfortunately.
What do you make about the home runs last year? I think you gave up maybe 12 in 175 innings, and you're getting towards there already this year.
Yeah, I'm getting up there quick. I would like them to stop, that's for sure. That's a fact. Yeah.
Where were you trying to go with that pitch to Myers?
I was kind of thinking the outer away rail, and it just crept up and in. Not a terrible pitch, but I mean, he made a good swing, and he had some good swings today, period. And he made me pay.
In the season that's had several injuries now, just what is your frustration level at?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty frustrated. This is not the way I wanted to come out here and perform, especially today with a game that I felt like we needed to win. And I wanted to put that W on the board for the boys. And I gave up 5 runs again, and it wasn't good. I'm pretty frustrated with how I'm performing right now. That's for sure.
How would you sum up this week for the rotation? Which appeared at one point to be a big strength here, and Herman's gone. Sevy had another rough outing. You had another rough outing, and now it seems like you're getting quality starts out of Garrett, and that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw, Nestor came back yesterday and had a hell of an outing coming off the IL, and Clark's been pretty steady. He goes out there and gets 5 or 6 innings and keeps him at bay and throws the ball really well. He has a lot of command, and Garrett obviously does this thing almost every time, and it's nice to have Nestor back, and now it's just time for obviously Sevy and I to figure it out.
Do you believe him? I don't know. At the end of the day, that could just be an excuse for how horribly he did, and it's not looking any better. I did see this comparison that the amount of money we paid Carlos Rodon for, we could have got a Freddie Freeman for, and I mean, Freeman's like hitting like 330, something like that, crazy. And really, at the end of the day, I don't expect much from Rodon, even if he's not injured for the rest of this year. We're just stuck with him. Could it be a bad contract? Maybe. You want to hope for the best, and maybe next season he comes back and he's better. But sometimes these pitchers, once they sign that long contract, they're like, yeah, I'm good. I got guaranteed money, and they're not really performing. Unfortunately, Carlos Rodon continued that streak of sucking really bad against the Houston Astros, and the Astros took advantage of that, hit a bunch of home runs,
The severity of Rodon's hamstring injury, do you expect it to be an IL situation?
Not sure. We'll have an MRI tomorrow, and then we'll have an idea.
What did he initially tell you when you went out there? And
He wasn't sure if he was cramping or just, but then it remained tight through, even his warm-up pitches. So got him out of there. So now we'll see what we got tomorrow.
But anyways, Carlos Rodon, is he injured? Is he not? We're going to have to see later on, possibly today, to get an update on his injury situation. But let me know how you guys feel about Carlos Rodon and this whole situation. I wasn't expecting much from Rodon, especially from the last few starts. We just have to deal with it. Besides that, let's get into this potential player that's going to sign with the Yankees, and that's Luke Voit. If you guys remember him, he hit about 22 home runs in the shortened season in 2020, and he led the league in homers, and it seemed like a promising start to his career, but then it just kind of went downhill from there. The Yankees did end up trading him off, and he was just like a journeyman after there. Like, he spent time with different teams and with the Padres, then the Brewers, and they basically all dropped him, and he had to go into the minor league system of the New York Mets. And Luke actually hit .264 with 14 home runs with the Syracuse Mets, and that's pretty decent. He actually opted out of that contract, and maybe it's because the Mets aren't going anywhere, so that he's like, yeah, I'm not getting a chance here. But he's like, maybe there's another team that could use a bat and a first baseman, and it happens to be that the Yankees obviously need a first baseman. Yeah, we have some options, but since Rizzo's kind of gone, we could use some more depth in that position, and Luke Voit already knows the Yankee organization, and so it'll all work out if we get a Luke Voit. They actually asked Aaron Boone, like, hey, we've been hearing about Luke Voit is available. Are you guys thinking about him? And Aaron Boone was like, we'll see. And then everyone kind of took it like, whoa, this could be happening. And he's like, no, don't take it the wrong way. Don't take it the wrong way. But he did hear about it, and that's about it. That's the extent of his knowledge so far on that situation. I mean, it could help. I thought about it when I heard about Luke Voit being available. I said, why not? I mean, it doesn't hurt to have like a nice pop in the bat in that lineup. I mean, just as a backup, it doesn't hurt. But let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think we should get a Luke Voit back and just have him for the rest of this season? Let me know how you feel about him. Yes, he's been struggling with the majors. I mean, with the Brewers earlier this season, he only hit around like 220 or something like that. But he seems to have improved a lot. He's been walking more, things like that with the Syracuse Mets. So it could be something to look into. And then to recap this whole series, yes, with the Houston Astros, it was an interesting series. I didn't expect much, but the Yankees did put up a fight. And obviously there were times that the Yankees could have got more offense and things like that, but it's a good sign to see. The mentality in the clubhouse seems to be very positive. Bader seems to say they're not even thinking about the standings in that sense. They're just confident that they're going to make it happen and find a way into the playoffs. So it's also promising to hear that. I mean, they're not really concerned overall.
A lost opportunity for you guys to take the series from the Astros?
Actually, I feel like the complete opposite. I thought that was, for the first time in a long time, a really good game and a really good battle. And there wasn't a single time during that game, regardless of what was happening on the other side, where we felt like we were out of it. And listen, that's what all you can do is after 9 innings, ask yourself if there was ever a swing or a situation where you put yourself in a position to win the game. And obviously, the way it came down there, we did a great job with that, battling back. So I think there's actually a really big momentum boost for us moving forward.
Aaron Boone said that he felt like the offense took a step forward as a whole this series. Do you notice a difference with the way guys are battling up there?
Yeah, that's the goal. I think the biggest thing is, it'll happen with, 2 quick outs in an inning, and then that third batter will come up and put together a really good at-bat, whether it's seeing a lot of pitches, hitting it hard somewhere. Just the whole notion of passing the baton, keeping the offense going regardless of how many outs are on the board, creates good energy. And I thought there was a big... there's really good synergy in the dugout about our plan and what we were seeing, and we were focusing on that to propel us to take it at bats.
50 games left. You guys are 4.5 games out of a playoff spot. That's tied for the highest it's been all year. How much of a concern is that?
No concern at all. one game at a time. You keep playing this brand of baseball, it's gonna be just fine. Like I said, all you can do is put yourself in a position to win.
I mean, it's good to see that the Yankees are making some leeway on that, but yeah, they're still 4.5 games back, and at least they're not like the Angels that's like way back, and they haven't won a game, I think, since the trade deadline. So poor Shohei.
And for the Yankees, it started out in frustrating fashion because of Carlos Rodon and his inability to even get through the third inning and leave the game with a left hamstring injury. He gave up a couple of home runs. One, I think he will question the location of the pitch. On the other, I think he will question the execution and the choice of the pitch. But the Yankees battled back. It's 5-1 when Rodon leaves. They tie it up at 5-5. But you mentioned the walks, Bob. The Astros staged a walkathon at Yankee Stadium. Walked 12. Hit a batter. Of all of those free base runners that the Yankees had, they only scored 3 times. So this could have been a gift-wrapped win for them. They did not allow that to happen. Across the last 6 innings, they left 14 runners on base. The most you could leave on base is 18, and that would mean you had the bases loaded in every inning. So the Yankees had opportunity after opportunity to finish this game with a flourish and forget about what happened early with Rodon. They were unable to do that.
I was just surprised that the Yankees were able to get a couple of wins off of the Astros. Yes, the Astros aren't the same team of last season. They do have some, weaknesses. And you saw it. They walked a bunch of players on the Yankees, and they're not as sharp as they need to be, but they're still a team to be feared and still a team that deserves respect, especially since they're right behind the Texas Rangers right there. So definitely we still got to keep an eye on them. I'm still debating if I should go to a game in early September here in Houston, Yankees versus Astros, but it should be pretty interesting to see how that all plays out. Definitely by then, the Yankees, we will probably know where the Yankees are at in the standings, and it should get really interesting.
You guys had a lot of guys on base today. I think 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position. When you look at the bases loaded situation there in the 8th, were you okay with Volpe swinging at the first pitch?
Yeah, bases loaded there. Yeah, maybe the slider got a little down on the plate. But yeah, I mean, at some point you got, we needed to get a big hit today. I thought the at-bats were really good all day long. The strike zone control, really got us back in that game. The walks hurt them, but, kind of walks hurt us too, setting them up for some innings.
Why do you think you struggled to get that big hit this afternoon with all the traffic you had on the bases?
Well, I mean, 3 for 12 is about what you're going to hit. Like, you take, 7 runs and try and make that stand up, but we're probably one big swing away from a double-digit day, and I thought Giancarlo had a great at-bat there to finish things off, almost clipped him, had the right at-bat, got a pitch, got in the air with authority. So, I thought we had good at-bats all day. Glaber's at-bat with the bases loaded when we tied it, I thought was terrific. Got deep in the count, got a pitch, hit it to the wall. So just one of those things. I thought, we talked about the, getting better and better at-bats here of late, and I thought we continued that today.
Chris.
In the 6th, why'd you leave Wandy in to face the righties?
Just short, it was going to be hard to get to the finish line, so I had to go with him there. I didn't want to bring him in necessarily, even in the 5th that early, just being short in the pen today. But, that's where the walks kind of, even though we got out of that inning, the leadoff walk to Maldonado, then the walk to Altuve, and I just felt like I had to shoot Wandy there to try and control it, knowing that I was going to send him back out for the 6th and try and get through the bottom there.
Did you not consider Middleton for the righty lane right there?
No, not at that point in the 6th inning.
It hasn't been the easiest week for your rotation. Just how would you assess your starting pitching depth right now?
Well, it's definitely taken a hit, obviously. So we just got to make do, and we got a lot of really good pitchers, and we'll keep on grinding at it.
In the back there, and Meredith. Go ahead, Meredith.
Aaron, you mentioned you were short in that bullpen. Who was down this afternoon?
Hamilton and King were definitely down. Tommy a little bit. I would have used Tommy in like an extra inning situation, and I was going to use Clay in a save or 9th inning situation. So, I mean, if I go to Middleton there in the 6th, for him to get 2 innings was huge. He hasn't done that all year. So if I go to him in the 6th there and he struggles at all, we can't get to the finish line. So, or without losing guys down in the game, 4 out of 5 for Clay, 4 out of 5 for Tommy. So, kind of knew we're taking our shot there in the 5th, knowing we had to get Wandy through that 6th, but they came out and swung at that inning.
But let me know your thoughts down below regarding the Astros, the whole series. How do you feel about Luke Voit possibly coming back? How do you feel about Rodon just doing horrible? Is it a dead contract? Is it a bad deal that Brian Cashman did in order to get this guy to be on this team for many years to come? Yeah, I say yeah. But anyways, let me know your comments down below. And how do you feel about the Yankees pulling away some wins from this series? I wasn't expecting much, but the Yankees could be on a nice trend to keep moving forward. Now we got to beat up on the White Sox, who isn't the best team. They sold off a lot of their pieces. So the Yankees should be able to beat up on this team, sweep them, win these series, because they have to in order to catch up, to pass Seattle, to pass the Blue Jays, and get that wild card spot. But as always, thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. As always, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like and subscribe if you enjoyed this type of content, and I'll see you guys next time.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.